Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Safari Channel this morning, and welcome to this beautiful breaking dawn here at Djuma Game Reserve. My name is Mark. I'm joined with Tara this morning on camera, Herman in final control, and we're going to bring you a pretty good day today, I think. I have a feeling in my bones. Although I got cold right down to my bones, with that cold comes a feeling that it's going to be a good day. And the sunshine about to burst out of the horizon is going to prove that. Beautiful layers of mist in the distance. Remnants of smoke from the fire yesterday. As we can see, the horizon is pretty clear. A little bit more smoke to the south. We'll see that a bit later. But it looks like whatever happened with that fire, they must have been put out. I know Warren was a bit anxious about it. I'm sure some of you heard him racing around on his quad bike last night. Possibly some of you heard Warren last night. Could hear him over the camera at Vuyatela. And during that time, we also heard a leopard down here at Gari Dam. And he sounded pretty close. So I'm pointed down towards the dam, and I'm going to head down there, and we're going to have a look for some tracks. The geese were making a noise for quite a long time before we heard the leopard, and a little while after. But they were on the opposite side of the dam, and generally when there's a predator, the geese tend to go to the opposite side of the water. So I'm thinking it was this side, and maybe that it walked along the road between the lodge and Yuri's house. I don't know. Couldn't see any tracks on Vuyatela Main Road or Vuyatela Access Road. However, I might have missed them there. We'll wait until the guys start coming out with the guests. In the meantime, beautiful sunrise. Let me just get in without trying to move the vehicle too much. Well, the leopard walking around and sawing like we heard last night, that was pretty late, 11:30, somewhere around there, and could be quite far away by now. Gosh, that's quite pretty with all that mist and a thin line of smoke just above the sun. We have about just under 3 weeks of the sun getting a little bit later each morning. So no longer is it rising just after we start. It's getting probably about a minute and a half later each morning until the 21st, until we hit the solstice. And then we start having earlier sunrises. Until our summer months come along. I'm going to sit here and just watch it a little bit until it hits the top of the trees, and then I want to get to another spot to see something else. Now, there were other noises at Gari Dam last night, and some people for the last 3 nights, in fact. I've heard people describing some... Oh, here she comes, here she comes. Morning sunshine. Turning of the earth. We're turning into the sun. Seems I'm in the wrong position. Got a tree in front of us. a lapwing and a guinea fowl complaining.
Good in you, bud. Oh, yeah, gotcha. What are you checking this morning, bud?
Just a quick good morning to everybody from behind the camera as the sun is rising.
Okay, so what you got there, boo?
So a quick good morning from behind the camera to anybody out there that's watching.
Okay, let's move. I want to get to see some of this mist from another angle.
Okay. There's anybody who's not been able to hear me, I was just saying a quick good morning to everybody while the sun's rising.
Texan.
Morning, call.
Morning, 4. Did you hear Ingwe last night at the dam?
Little call.
Okay, about 11:30 there was Ingwe colouring at the dam.
Okay, copy, thanks. Where are you now?
I'm on my way down to the dam now.
Okay, copy, thanks. If there's anything, please out.
Okay, we'll do. Tumbuba Trias, is he gone?
I was just in Google there. I just left the colouring now, so somewhere at Twin Dumps Road area.
Okay, copy. I think we'll go and check on the other side of the dam. Actually, before we do, check down here for tracks. I think I better oil these brakes. Leopard might have been on the other side of the dam. Before we head down there, I did see at one point when I was scanning the camera, panning and scanning and zooming, and what rhymes with zooming besides grooming. I noticed the people at Vuyatela Lodge shining the spotlight across the water, so it could well have been across the water. It was pretty deep, it was pretty heavy. I'm guessing that it was a male, but it might have been Karula. My immediate thought was maybe it was Mafufunyan looking for her. Muff Daddy. So we're just going to check a little bit of Twin Dams Road and Walberg Eagle Nest. Brrr. And I'll get back to that noise that's been heard, or I heard it last night, before I carry on about it. For those of you who've been asking us about noises at Gowrie, buffalo being killed, or excuse me, or other possibilities. The noises that were heard last night, were those the same noises? If anybody can tell me, were those the same noises that have been heard the past few nights? Alright, let me just look for leopard. There was light in the distance before I went to bed, but this morning I didn't hear anything because I went from asleep to awake in a short period of time, and then I was busy washing up. No leopard been here, no leopard been there, no leopard been anywhere in this part of the world. What I want to see is what's behind us. I'm going to do a quick turn around. Not quite what I wanted. I thought we would get these dead trees in front of us with the mist and the sun coming through them a little bit better than this, but it's not quite the effect that I wanted. Anyways, not that special today. Need thicker mist for that. I will carry on across the dam. Oops. No. Okay. Yes, just the volume was down. I must find a moose for Heather. Okay. Cold enough for moose. Maybe continents collided last night. Maybe continental plates shifted so much that a land bridge was formed between North America and Africa. I did feel a little bit of movement in the ground. Well, that might have been a quad bike racing around. Now the postcards are in. I have to put the postcards in final control because radios are interfering with each other. I was showing a few postcards yesterday afternoon, if anybody missed the afternoon drive, and we do have some more, but I thought most people that sent those postcards would probably only be on afternoon drive. So I think Tara can do them some of the others this afternoon. There was a beautiful decoupage card that I wanted to get to, I missed, but Tara will get to them later. Oh, that is so much. That is such a beautiful card. You have to do that one this afternoon. A very still Gowrie Dam, and no hippos anymore.
Yeah,
not here.
They're there. They're looking at us.
Oh, they are.
2.
Oh, okay. Shows how well I looked. I can smell catch. Oh, there they are.
Spot the hip.
I've got so many layers on today. I feel like a mummy, or like a Michelin man, a brown Michelin man. Morning, kiboko. Kiboko. Mvubu. Mvuvu. Kubu. Flusspferd. Nilpferd. Hippopotam. Nilpferd. Thank you, Afghan. Alex isn't awake yet. I need to get the Russian. Any other names for hippo? Send a quick email with the name in the subject line. Geese are still complaining. I think the goose, the gander, I think he's complaining because his children are still hanging around. But last night was definitely because there was a leopard prowling. And I need to go. Sorry hippos, we'll catch you later on the camera. But I need to go and find tracks. The longer we wait, the longer we don't find it. We'll find tracks, we'll find signs, or get closer, or get excited. Water's dropping, still lots of water. But it seems like only about 6 months to go till we get some rain. 7 or so till we get good enough rains to fill it up. And what do we have down the bottom of the spillway? The hippo tracks from the hippo that have come back to the dam. Mother and child. This is going to be the key. There have to be tracks here too of a leopard. How can there not be? Where on earth did this cat go? Ah, what's that? Hippo, rhino, hyena. Hippo and hyena. Seems to be the H's were on the road last night. We'll go a little bit further. My word, where could this cat have been? Maybe up on quarantine. Okay, that was an unintentional one.
Sorry, it just took me a while to actually understand that one.
Pardon?
It took me a while to understand that one. The penny took a long time to drop.
I'm confused now.
Maybe the hippos walked over it.
Well, it's possible actually. Hippo tracks on the right side of the tire track, right side of the road. And just the way hippos shuffle along make it a little bit difficult to see anything underneath where they have been walking, if they've obliterated everything else. Been an elephant here. Oh well, let's have a look. Hyena. Hyena. Gonna go back to Mbubu Road. Nothing here on Gary Cut Line either. Morning JTV chatters and Peru 99. I want Peru. I wonder where you're from. Mexico. Look at the grey lories all sunning themselves. The children are chilly. Let's stop and listen a moment. Texan.
Stand by.
Yeah, I'm for there's Nome Konzo Twin Dams Road on the western side of the dam. There's also Nome Konzo on Central Road. I'm just going to check on Mbubu Road. Then maybe you can check quarantine for me. I didn't go quarantine.
Okay, but yeah, I drive on quarantine, but I didn't book any quarantine. Now I'm on Robert heading towards Norwich.
Okay, copied. Brazilian. Yeah, I'm heading to Mbubu Road now. Brazilian. Well, Peruvian, Brazilian and American. Gosh. Oops, sorry. Just trying to stop it from beeping. That sounds like a wonderful mix. Anyway, Peru wants to see a black mamba. And we'll have to wait a little bit, maybe till about 8-9 o'clock in the morning. It's a little bit too cold for snakes to be moving around right now. Most of the reptiles are very, very sluggish after a cold night. I think our temperature went down to, I don't know, it was in Fahrenheit. It said the low was 32. That would mean 0. I don't know if we got to 0 last night. Maybe if we can just check with the thermometer outside FC, see what the low was. Maybe I was mistaken when I looked at it. It was still a bit dark when I looked at it this morning. How many Celsius? I just got 0.2. 8.2. So about 42 degrees went down to last night. It's probably round about 43 degrees now. It's really chilly. Bite in the air, especially because we're in the low-lying area. In the dip high up on the slopes, there's an extra few degrees.
Not inside of them. They're all
I missed what. Maybe elephants or something. Oh, there's an elephant. Hyena track. Nothing yet. See the other side of the lodge. There was a leopard that came down around the lodge and might have come through the drainage line and might not have come anywhere near the side of the dam. We'll head further north past the lodge on Mbubu Road. What do we have? What do we have? Hyena coming back this way.
Which side did you say the geese were on?
They're on this side. But there were people, the people from the lodge, Warren, etc., were shining lights from the lodge across this way. I still want to find that strange bird that I saw Upgoing Island, the end of drive yesterday. Had this really strange bird. We were watching the Marshall Eagle way in the distance. Sorry. In the trees way off to our right. And there was another fairly large bird that was very confusing. Now they cut that timbuti. For absolutely no reason. Huh? No, I didn't want it on camera. I'm just so appalled at the way they cut trees here. I have to listen to it. Please repeat that. Yeah, please spell it for me. Sandy saying Vegamond, Armenian for hippo. Thank you, Sandy. Nothing here. If anything, that leopard was walking on off of roads, wasn't anywhere near roads. It sounded like it was almost at the microphone at the dam. Other alternative is that it's nowhere near here because it caught something. Come on. First time I've heard that. So just getting back to those noises at Gowrie Dam. Last night I heard noises, and it was the sound of hippos fighting in the distance. Now they might have been up at Buffelshoek Dam, that's how far it sounded. They can be very loud and they go on for days sometimes, hours, and it does get quite intense. It's the sound that I've heard very often in the past, living on major rivers and in the Okavango Delta. Sure. It's a puzzle now. I really expected to find it. There we go, that looks like something. Get onto some more sandy soils. Looks like there could be some, I saw some toe marks. And it didn't look like a hyena. Okay. Starburst Kid. Do send us your name, where you come from, to finalcontrol@wildearth.tv, and there's the big male leopard tracks that I was looking for. Sorry, what did I say? I forget, because I'm looking at leopard tracks and my brain is saying another thing and then I'm thinking of something else. Starburst Kid. What? Gosh. Clear the head. Final Control at safari.tv. Do send me an email with your name and where you come from, and yes, we are live, 100% live here in the Sabi Sands. We're on the, I wouldn't exactly say edge of Kruger. I suppose it is kind of the edge of Kruger in two ways. On the edge of Kruger because the Sabi Sand is next to Kruger, but it is also incorporated into Kruger, and we're on the western side, so two ways, more ways than one. We're on the edge of Kruger. And some sandy soils now, and those tracks have left the road. They've got a leopard with a sense of humour.
Why is it going backwards?
No, it's just off the road, on the road. I'm sure it was a male. I was judging by the depth of their sawing yesterday. Still keen to hear from anybody. Yeah. Chris. Thank you, Chris. Heard a leopard this morning, did you say? Before drive time.